including our online
Good morning, sir.
participants from various affiliated colleges of the university. I welcome you here with especially our speaker. It is the 17th session of our series of lectures, which the PGTD of English is organizing. And it's the kind of initiative which is likely to be engaged throughout the year for the benefit of students and teachers. So in these kind of sessions, we have an interactions with different scholars from various domains. So we have with us a new speaker with us. So I request our colleague, Mr. Vaibhav Masram, to please introduce to the today's speaker. Sir, it's over.
Thank you, Brahma. Here we have among us Manoj Vajrakar, Assistant Professor from Department of English, Dr. He has published various research papers in recorded and international journals, and he has a as a subject. I welcome you, sir, on behalf of Postgraduate Teaching Department of English, and I hand over this session to Manoj Vajrakar.
Hello. Okay. So thank you very much, Vaibhav sir, Davde sir, for giving me an opportunity in lecture that you have been conducting, and I got this opportunity today to deliver the 17th, we can say the 17th topic, and my topic is etymological study of words. Okay, nowadays what happened? It's the age of English. Everywhere, the students and learners are struggling to get more knowledge, to especially of various areas, especially in English, and where they are lacking especially in vocabulary, because vocabulary gives us and ideas gives us thoughts, and that's why actually I thought it would be better, especially for the for the benefit of students, to deliver lecture, especially on etymological study of words. Uh, am I clear? Am I audible?
Yes, sir, no issue.
Yes. Okay. So that's why I have chosen this topic, that is etymological study of words. Uh, Vaibhav sir, will you please share my PPT?
Sir, just wait for some few
Yes,
seconds.
we are going to share shortly.
Okay, I will continue it. Okay. Yes. Okay. Why etymological study is important? It is the questions for everyone, because what happened? We have actually gone through the many articles, texts, okay, novels, poems, prose writings. But have you ever realized that though we read it, but have you ever memorized those words which we have already read it? So that relation makes me to study the etymology of the words. So why etymology is important? The first thing is root. When we actually get to know about the roots of the particular sentence, okay, that time. So there are many words by using prefix, suffix. Okay, we can form another words like compounding, like back formation, derivation. Okay, so these are the ways we actually form words. So when we know the root, that is called a morpheme. We actually call a morpheme, and that is a root. When we study the root, when we study the root, that time we come to know how many words can be formed by using the prefixes and suffixes. And if you don't know the roots, if you wouldn't be able, then we would all the time confuse with the same roots, okay, with a new form of words. Means we have already seen many words. Okay, while reading, we have gone through the many words while reading. But have you ever missed, for example, press the segregation, aggregation? Okay, these are those creation. But if we know the root of this particular grade, right, grades, if we know what are the roots of the particular word, we can apply or we can join the prefixes to that particular root, and we can make a word. So these are the easiest way. Means with a one particular root, we can form up many words, and which we can memorize, we can remember, we can keep in our memory for a longer time. Why? Because we have connected the words. Okay, and this is my topic actually. So first, I will start what is actually. Take control. Yes. Yes. Okay, you see, what is the main question is we always comes in our mind. So we have the many learners have actually gone through it, etymology. Okay, many times, but they actually don't.
Sir,
Yes,
Manoj sir,
yes, sir.
sorry, sorry to disrupt you.
Yes,
There
sir.
is some background noise. Okay, somebody is speaking around you.
Yeah. Okay, okay. I'll start. Then. Okay, sir. Just 2 minutes.
Yeah,
Okay.
please.
Can you?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Javed sir, is it okay now?
Yes, it's good now.
Uh,
Please take control. Okay, take control of the PPT, and you will be able to, move forward and backward.
yeah. Okay. I have already taken control, sir. Uh,
Okay.
yeah, okay. So what actually actually go through the many words, but they don't know what it. So etymology is the study of meanings have changed throughout the history, because especially the 17th century, 18th century. Okay, use the form of root. Actually, the way of semantic and phonetic, and the origin of the word and the history of the particular word, where actually does it come, has been developed. So that is called etymology. It is actually derives from the word. It is a Greek word actually. Etymologia means itself, and its meaning is a true sense or a sense of truth. When I talk about the term etymon, it refers to a word. It refers to a word, especially to the morpheme, and that is stem or root, from which a later word or morpheme derives. Means that is the study. It refers to the morpheme. We study the morpheme, roots, stem of the particular word, and on the basis of that, we form another word by using prefixes, suffixes, by using fact formation, compounding. The word, okay. Okay, you see how we can use etymology. How we use etymology as a tool to understand your language. Okay, what happened? Most of the English words have been derived from the Latin and Greek languages. Okay, so that's why we actually do not know the meaning of the particular. If we give an example of any Latin or a Greek word, you won't be able to get the meaning. You won't be able to get meaning of the particular word. But if the word is given in English, okay, you would be able. Okay, and on the basis of the roots, whether it is from Latin or Greek, we actually form a word in English. Word in English. So that's why we must use etymology as a tool to understand the language. Etymology is should be used to understand your learn words of Latin and Greek roots and prefixes of it. That's why we use actually general as a general concept. We use Latin and Greek words in order to learn roots, prefixes, and suffixes. Okay, I have already told you that means how the we can say the roots is used, okay, to form a words. Means when we learn the roots from any particular words, okay, there are the many words which are based on the roots, and that's why we became familiar with the more words. We became familiar with the more words, and in this way we can learn other language. So as you have already learned that the language, especially the English language, is a blend of many languages. Some many words actually are taken from Latin, Greek, Anglo-Saxon, or German, that is German language. Okay, Germany, Sanskrit, okay, from various countries, from various dialects. Okay, the language is actually language has been derived. Okay, why? Okay, where do the words come from? Made their way to English language. Occupation of the country, okay, means from where we have already taken occupation from the another countries, language from another country which was brought by the immigrants also, like a culture, how the peoples from the another ethnic group are from another culture group, from another culture, go to the another country, they migrate to another country. At that time they take along with them their culture, their language, their ethics, so all this. So that's why where it is to come by, where actually it came from. So on as we have already seen that. Okay, so today instead of just giving a lecture, talking on origin and etymology roots and all this, we directly started with the how the particular words actually came from, derived from. First, okay, if I talk about the other, so especially in Latin, so we will directly talk with the origin, their related words, and how on the basis of their origin, the particular words are formed. Particulars are formed. So first word, that is alter. Alter is a Latin word is actually. So alter is the alter is used for other. Okay, and how the words actually built on this. You see, alter, that is ALTRURSM. Okay, altruism. Okay, so if we leave INTRU, okay, so that is the alter. That is alter. That is a root. That is a root. That is a morpheme of the word altruism. And what is the altruism? Think about others. Alter means other. Alter is a root. You see, alter is a root, and from where we can form a word altruism. Alter. Alter means other. Those people who thinks about the other. If you see, so the action look towards the benefits of others. When a person altruism means it is a practice of thinking or doing for the benefits of those who thinks about the benefit of other. Okay, that is called altruism. Means it is completely opposite to the egoism. It is completely ego means self. Ego means self. Ego is also a root. Ego is when we say ego is a self. When we actually bifurcate our those particular ego is a root. On the basis of that, egoist means the person who thinks about himself only. Okay, who just consider all the time about himself. That is called egoist. So it is an opposite word. So other, altruism, alternate, which have we always see that yes, we would do that particular thing on alternative. Alternate means other, not this one, but the other. Skip one and take other. You skip one and take the other. So speak when you, for example, when you play golf on alternate Saturday. Alternate means the Saturday, the next Saturday, you are skipping and you are going to play with the play on another Saturday. That is alternate Saturday, not this one. Okay. If in the month there are 4 Saturday, you would play only 2 Saturday. Okay. So you see now alternative. Now most of the time you see these are all the words, okay, which are based on the root of alter. Okay, you see other means all in all 6 words you would find the root alter means other, but the meaning is changed. Okay, meaning. Okay, sorry for the disturbance. Okay, so you see alternative. Alter means having another option. Alter, there is alter. Okay, but the meaning of the particular word is a change. Okay, you see skip one and take alternate. And alternative means having another option. So means when you have when you have another option, other option, not the one, but the other option. So that time we use the alternative. Now you see the alteration. Alteration means make a changes or become. There is also make one and make another. Make other means just which is originally okay form. We do not put. We do not focus on the particular that which is already created, but you make a something different. You make something other. That is alteration. Now this term that is called the alter ego. Alter ego. This term we use most of the times. Who is your alter ego? Your sometimes we consider our sons, our daughters. Okay, we consider them as our alter ego. Means they reflect your personality. They reflect your personality. Means your other self. You are the original one, but the another one is actually other who is reflecting your personality. So that's why we actually call the alter ego. Okay, sometimes what happened in any we can say dramas or novel, you would have okay, if you behave like Hamlet, okay, you are the alter ego of Hamlet. Means you are imitating, you are behaving, okay, you are characterizing your postures, okay, like the character which we see in a Hamlet. So that is the alter ego. Next is altercation. Okay, well, actually, the most of the you can say the learners will be confused. Okay, having other ideas means what? Okay, how the other ideas altercation? Okay, there is other communication or ideas. So having other ideas, how these other ideas can cause a quarrel? There would be disagreement. What you are talking means what the other people are saying. Okay, when the people are in the mainstream, okay, but you do something unconventional, okay, so you would obviously get yourself in the quarrel because they are in the mainstream means they are not doing anything new. Okay, they are going on the same stream. Okay, but you do something different. You promote your other ideas, okay, which are not the previous ideas or conservative ideas. When you put forward your new ideas, so that time it may cause a problem. That's why, and that cause. That's why we actually consider the meaning of this altercation as a quarrel, disagreement, dispute. Okay, so have you seen that how the single root alter can form many words? Means many words which has somewhere there is other. Altruism is also other. Other means who thinks about the other. Alternate means you skip one and takes other. Alternative means you are having a not a one option but other option also. Means when you make a plan A, plan B, plan B is another alternative. Alternate means other. Okay. Alterations means when you create something different. Alteration, alter ego now, your own self. When I say ki my son is my alter ego, it means he is reflecting my personality. He is my that my son is reflecting my personality. That is called alter ego. When you say altercation, okay, disagreement, okay, between the two words, because his idea and your ideas, other ideas, which are not conventional, so which may cause a dispute. So that is an altercation. So it is. So that's why if once we form the words by using such a good words, we can memorize this word for a longer time. So that's why it would be very easy, especially for the learner, to learn words. Okay, as I have already said that as I already said that that is enhancing vocabulary is really difficult if we go through the with the traditional method, means it's just reading and just getting the meaning of that particular word from the dictionary and just going forward. So we cannot memorize that particular words for a longer time. But we learn the words etymologically. We can put that particular word in our mind for longer. Okay, now you see, okay, for many times introvert, extrovert, okay, and ambivert. So these words have actually gone. Now what intro? Intro means inside. What is meaning extro? Extro means outside or outwards, inwards and outwards. Ambiverts means ambi means both. You see, verto means to turn, and that is the root is turn. When I talk about the intro, extro, ambi, these are the prefixes which I have used to form another words. Okay, the intro is a prefix which I use with the root word. Okay, so it is the Latin word. So what is intro word? Means towards yourself. Extro means towards the society. Okay, means a person who is prone to self introspection. So that is who all the time thinks about himself. Okay, and he get involved just within himself, not with the society, not with the external reality. And extro means a person who turn to the society. Means a person who doesn't like to be in a solitude, in isolation. He's not reluctant to extrovert. Extro, outward means towards. To turn means turning towards the society, reality. Okay, to get affable, amiable with the society, not to get reluctant. That is, intro means towards yourself. To turn towards yourself means you are just isolating. The introvert person isolating himself. He is happy with himself. He doesn't have a good social relationship with the society. He is not amiable person. Okay, and the opposite. See the ambivert person. Ambivert means he at the same time care of his own thoughts. At the same time, he involves himself in the society. So that is the that person we can say who's a practical person. Means he not only thinks about himself but also society. So that's why the person should be ambivert, not the introvert and extrovert. Because what happened when we becomes an introvert, we just neglect the social forms. When we become extroverts completely and excessively, we can say, so that time we do not give attention to ourselves. So that's why ambivert is the place of a person should behave or should behave or should be create his own personality. Okay. So as you see the next Latin word dexter. Actually words are from before long ages, right? So dexter. Now we have heard many words, dexterous, very skillful. But what is the exact meaning of the particular word? A dexter. Dexter means a right hand. Dexter means a right hand. People actually, for long ages, they used to consider a left hand as a evil, sinister. Okay, they actually consider those who used to be left-handed. Okay, but not now. In a modern age, we actually consider the both hands are dexterous. Okay, if the one is a left-handed, that person is also skillful, but especially for long ages. Okay, uh, they used to consider the right hand, which means skillful. Dexter, Dexter, who is a right-handed, okay, can work skillfully. From there, the words come dexterous. Okay, dexterous means skillful, means a person who is a right-handed and can work very proficiently. So that particular word actually is a dexterous, means a person who is very dexterous or means skillful. A skillful personality, a skillful work. Now you see, happy means both. Okay. You see, now ambi means both. I already told you, ambi means this is the way you see both. Ambi means both. When I say ambivert means able to use both hands with equal skill. Means when I say this word ambi is a word. It is a what prefix which is combined, which is connected with the word dexterous, with the word dexterous. Now, ambidextrous means a person who is excessively proficiently skillful. Okay, excessively or proficiently skillful in any work. So that's why we actually dexterous only skillful. But when we will use both hand as okay right hand means you will work with the both hands very proficiently, excellently. So you will have a double work, right? Excess work, extra work. So that is means ambi, means both hand used as a right hand means your work will be good done proficiently, excellently. So that's why it is used ambidextrous means you are very excessively proficiently skillful. Now, now you see what is the sinister? Okay, sinister is a use especially for left hand, especially for a left hand. Sinister. So that's why we actually consider the word sinister left hand for long ages. Okay, so they used to consider the word we can say they used to consider a left hand okay as a symbol of sinister, evil. So that's why they consider the left hand means if we talk about the sinister, sinister is a left hand. Sinister means left hand. In the same way, how the dexter is a right hand. But how they gave an importance, especially to the right hand, you can see. Okay, by considering the right hand as skillful and dexterous. But at the same time, we see it's completely opposite to the skill. That is a skillless, okay, which is unskilled. Okay, so you see the word sinister, that is a left hand, means threatening, evil, dangerous. Okay, we have here seen a Latin word, but at the same time we see the French word also for the left hand, which is also gauche. Gauche means is a tactless, and which is a unskilled, tactless and unskilled. Means you see the words French word for the left hand is gauche. The words we actually learn some actually derived from French language, Latin, some are from we can say the Greek. So that's why you would see different words for a particular single meaning, like a dexterous, adroit. And if I take the adroit, DROIT, that particular word actually came from the Greek language. Okay, and dexter actually came from the Latin. So you would see the differences, but the meaning is actually same. Adroit is also the adroit also mean the same. That is skillful. Okay. In the same way, you would see the Latin word sinister and the French word gauche. Okay, both actually works for the meaning unskilled. Okay, or a sinister, unskilled person. Okay, the next is okay. So we have actually gone many times. Okay, so and the students and learners also all the time get confused with these two words: anthropologist and uh, philanthropist. Okay, so they today if they are watching my lecture, they would clear their confusion. So you see the Greek root misogyny. Have you seen misogamy, misogyny, misanthrope, misogynist, okay, monogamist. So these are not monogamist. Uh, so these are the words. Misogyny. It is a group. Greek root. It is a taken. It is a derived from the Greek root. Okay. Mism means head. Mism means head. Okay. Anthrop means mankind. Anthrop means mankind. Gyne means women. Gamus means marriage. Logos means study, science. You see, psychology, zoology, and many other words. Okay. So from where? What is psychology? Logy means study or science. Second is a mental study. Okay. Uh, the study of the mental. Then we feel. Feel means love. Feel means love. We see philanthropist. Okay, I will go forward. Monos means one. Bi means two. Poly means many. Now you see the word misanthrope. Have you understood that? Misanthrope. Mis means head. Anthrop means a mankind. Means misanthrope means it is we can say the practice of hating to the we can say misanthropy. It is the practice of hating to the mankind. Mankind means if the person is a misanthrope, means he is a hating to the mankind. He doesn't love the mankind, right? He developed the distress in his mind, in his heart for the mankind. He would never do such a philanthropic work. He would never take up welfare of the society. So that is mis and anthrop. You just see mis and anthrop. You would never forget now. Mis and anthrop. Now the next is misogynist. Now I already told you. Now what is a gynist? Gynist is a woman. Gyne means women. This word came from this root. Mis means head. Gynist means a person who hates women. Who hates women. Means he doesn't like the women. He doesn't like the association of the women, company of the women. Such a kind of person is a misogynist. Now we see the gynecology, allogy. You see, allogy means the science of study. Okay, of whom? Gyna. Gyna means women. So a study or a science of women. But gynecology, when you see the gynecology, okay, it is the study of women, especially on their ailments. Okay, a gynecologist means a gyna means women. Okay, and logy means study of the women. On the basis of that, we get the meaning that a gynecologist. Gynecologist means who is okay, who the person is who treats the element of women. So that's why we actually use a gynecologist. Now you see the monogamist. Now choose the word gamous. You see gamous means marriage and mono means one. Did you get? A person who lives on a single marriage. Monogamist. Did you get? Listen, who practice a single marriage. Believe who doesn't like the bigamy. Who is not a bigamist. Who is not a polygamist. Do you see? These are the words. Bigamist, polygamist, monogamist. You will see monogamist means gamous means marriage. Mono means a single one. Bigamy means two times married. Polygamy means many times, more than two. To whom we actually use the word poly. So you see, bigamist means a person who believes that yes, he can opt the second, or that is, you can say he can opt for a second marriage. So polygamist means especially in a you can say I would actually take any other religions, but the many in many religions, okay, so the male are allowed to get married two times, three times, four times, many times. Okay, in such a religion, polygamy is actually we can say allowed. Bigamy is also allowed in some of the religion. Polygamy is also allowed. So that is called polygamy, and which is illegal. Bigamy is actually illegal. Okay, so polygamy. Okay, now the polygynist. Now you see the difference. Okay, polygamist, polygynist, and polyandry. Polygamy means where male or female both can get married for many times. But when we talk about the polygynist, polygynist means a person, a male. Okay, poly means gynist means gyn means you see gyn women. Polygamist, polygyna. Usually the polygynist means a person who can get married, okay, to many women. Now you see the polyandry. Polyandry means andry means what androus means a person, a male, a person who can get sorry, a lady, a female who can get married with the many males. So that is called a polyandry. Now we come to know the philanthropist. Okay, philanthropy. Phil means Phil is a love. Anthrop means mankind. Means a person who loves mankind. Person who loves mankind. So that is called a philanthropist. And who is a philanthropist? Would love to the society, would actually think about the welfare of the society. And when the person thinks about the welfare of the society, he would donate something. So that's why we actually call a philanthropist. Means would take care of the society, who donates for the welfare of the society. That person is actually so that bibliophile, file and biblio. We use the bibliophile. So such a word actually comes. Biblion means books and file means love. So bibliophile means a person who loves a book. So how etymologically it is very easy for the learner to learn the basic roots and can form many words by just joining the two roots or by joining the roots and prefixes. And now anthropologist, anthrop means a mankind, logist means a person, logist, loging, a person who study a mankind. You see, anthrop means a mankind. But when I say logist, when the logic is connected to that particular word, there is a logos means study or science. The person who study the origins and evolve of the mankind to whom we actually call the anthropologist. The next is okay. So you see, many times we have seen musician, pediatrician, right? So these are the words we actually go through, but we actually don't know, especially the learners, we don't know. So what is the meaning of CN? Means how the music, and we use plus suffix CN. When we use CN means music, okay, plus CN, it becomes a musician. Means CN means expert. CN means expert. Expert in where? Expert in music. When particular person is expert in music, CN in music, so that becomes a music. In the same way, there are many words like a obstetrician. Obstetrician means a person. Like a obstetrics means it is a midwife. Obstetrics means it is what is the work of midwife? To stand in front of the we can say the pregnant woman and to help to deliver the baby, to help to the particular pregnant woman to deliver the baby. From there, we actually called the obstetrician. Which obstetrician means is an expert who actually, you can say that he is also a doctor. That particular person is also a female or male. Okay, so doctor who delivers a baby. Now you don't get confused with the pedos. Now the pediatrician. Pediatrician means a pedos. After getting a delivery, when the baby comes into the world, okay, that is a children. To we actually call the pedos. Okay, pedos means children. So that's you see, pediatrician. Okay, pedos means you see, pedos means children. You see a medical healing, atria means medical healing. Pedos is a one group. Second is atria, medical healing. CN means expert. One who is an expert in medical healing of children. Did you get? With how the words are actually connected to make a particular sense of the particular word. So you see, pedos means children, atria means a medical healing, and when she see a person who is an expert, especially in medical healing of the children. So there would be wherever you get this particular root, atria. Okay, just focus on this word. Atria. This is called a medical healing. Healing. Medical healing means the particular root. There you will find a medical healing of the particular, we can say, element. Whether, for example, I will tell you later on. It is in a next slide. Now you see the gagos, pedagogy, demagogy. Such words come to your mind also. Actually, the pedo, you see, pedo and agos. This word actually is formed by joining two words. Pedos, children, agos, leading. Means leading to the children. It is a practice of leading to the children. Means we actually, like a teacher, we are leading to the student, we teach them. We teach them, it means we are leading them. So that from there actually this word came. This word derived. Pedos and agos means it becomes a pedagogue. Next was demagogue. It is completely opposite because both are leading. Both are leading, we can say somewhere. But one is in a correct way and other is on an incorrect way. Means, you see, for that, pedagogy, for the correct leading, we use a pedagogy. And for the incorrect leading means you are leading to the, we can say, evil path. So that is called demagogue. That is called demagogue. Leading to the people on the evil path, on the wrong path. So that is called demagogue. So both words, you see, demagogue and pedagogue and demagogue. Now we see the dermatologist. Logy means a science. Dermo means skin. Means how the words actually means of the person. It is the dermatologist means logo. East means a person. Okay, a person who study the skin, who is an expert in treating, or you can say in studying the skin elements. That is to whom we actually call the dermatologist. You see, you may not have actually gone through this word, my learners, like an ophthalmos and oculus. You have gone through the oculus. This is the Greek word and this is Latin word. Okay, so in ocular, you see oculist and ophthalmologist. Both profession are the same. Ophthalmologist profession is also same and oculist profession are the same. Okay, but the difference is with the root. This came from the Latin and this came from the Greek. Okay, that's why ophthalmologist means eyes. Ophthalmologist means a person, you can say the expert, not expert, a person who treats your eye, to whom we actually called ophthalmologist. Then we oculist also the same person who treats your eye, but the difference is between the two. Okay, one came from the Latin and other came from the Greek. Now see pedestrian. Okay. Now pedestrian. Ped means pedis means foot. It is completely different. These are different and these are now you don't get confused. Okay, with a pediatrician and pediatrician. It's a pediatrician and it's a pediatrician. Pediatrician means ped means food. Pedal. Okay, you have gone, you have learned, you have heard this particular root many times. Ped. Ped means means food. A person who is an expert in a walk, especially a person who travels, okay, who walks, who travels, or who walks on a foot, to whom we actually call a pediatrician, who is an expert, especially in walking on foot. So that is called a pediatrician. Now see, a binocular. A bi means, I have told you, bi. See what I said, what I told you, bigamy. Bigamy means the marriage twice. In the same way, bi means two. Wherever this bi-monthly, biannual. Now most of the students and learners get confused. Bi-monthly means what? 2 times in a month or once in a 2 month. Sir, but I will get their confusion clear. Bi means 2, not in a month, but once in a 2 months. In the same way, biannual means once in a 2 years. Once in a 2 years. In the same way, you see, bi means 2, and ocular means a vision, eye. Oculus, vision, eye. Okay, sight. When you use a binocular, means you use your both eyes, because you see by both eyes. Binocular has 2 eyes, so from there actually the word binocular comes. Okay, now you see the orthos. Actually, orthos is actually used especially for a long time to for the straightening and correcting the bones structure of the child. Actually, word actually came from there. And then orthopedics. Okay, orthopedics comes. Orthos means straight or correct. But nowadays, especially in modern language, we directly use the word ortho, just getting we can say healing the fracture, right? If there is a damage, especially on a bone, okay. So we go to the orthopedics and we get we can say remedy, especially on bones, fracture. Whenever something somewhere our bones get fractured, we directly go to the ortho. And from there actually words also come. Means straight or correct means that is just one. If there is a one cervical disease, spinal disease, your spine is not correct or straight. Okay, that time a doctor, we can say a medical advisor, used to, or surgeon, we can say, used to straight that particular spine. There from actually the word correct came arthros. Now I already told you. Pet, that is a child. You see, orthopedics. Ortho means straight. Pedics means a child. It actually from there. It was not used earlier as we use now. It was earlier. It was used earlier as a straightening the spines of the child. That particular advisor, that particular surgeon, the physician, who used to straight and correct the spine of the particular child, to whom actually called the ortho. Sorry, there is a ortho. There is a spelling mistake, but there is a yes also. Okay. So orthopedics, we used to call them orthopedics. But nowadays, you all know that learners also know that to whom we actually called to whom we called orthopedics. Now you see cardia. Cardia is a root, okay, and heart. You see, then we see a neuron. And we see neurologist. Neurologist means a lodge. Lodge means study of nerves. And logist means a person who study the nerves, to whom we actually call, neurologist. I told you atria. You see, atria a medical healing? You see, a medical healing from where we use obstetrician, pediatrician here in pediatrician. Pedis means child, intern means medical healing, and CN means expert. You see the same word, the same root we use is also, but the prefix is actually changed. The prefix is changed. Geriatrician, atria, this is atria. Atria, CN means who is an expert, and gerius means you see the old age. A person who is expert in medical healing of the old age people. Did you get geriatrician? You must focus on atria. You must keep in mind this particular root. Wherever you get this root, you must see that the meaning is medical healing. It means a person who is an expert in medical healing of, and this user prefix geras means old age. Person who is, we can say, proficient, especially in the medical healing of old age people, to whom actually we call geriatrician. You see, odontist means tooth. Now you see the word orthodontics. Orthodontics means a person. Ortho means, now again you see the straightening. We especially go to the dentist, right? A dentist works as an orthodontics. How? When your teeth are in not on a straight line, you go to the dentist, you straighten your, okay, you straighten by keeping your teeth. It is the work of the orthodontics. Whose work it is? Orthodontics. You see, ortho means a straight or correct. Dontics means a tool. Means a person who by profession, okay, the person by profession is the one who straight or correct what the line we can say of the tooth. So to whom we actually call the orthodontics. We generally go to the dentist, but we don't know the person who straight or correct our tooth. So to whom we actually call it orthodontics. Now you see a cardio. Cardio means heart. And logy means the science, a study. Cardiology means it is a branch, it is a study, okay, which study, we can say, which works on heart. It is the study which works on heart, to whom we actually call cardiology. Now cardiogram, gram. You see, the gram is also in the graph, cardiograph and gram. Cardiogram, when cardiogram is a machine, okay, which we use our pulse rate. Cardiograph, graph means writing, graph means write, G-R-A-P-H, okay, graph means write. So words graph and cardiograph. Use cardio means heart and graph means writing. There is some indication we get a cardiography. Okay, now you see the psychology, psyche, psychopathy, psychosomatic, psychogenic, psychotherapy, psychopath, and psychiatry. Now psychology. Psyche means mind, spirit, or soul. Logy means science and study. Of psychology means it is a branch of science which study the mind of the person. It is a psychology. It is the psychology. A psyche means mind. Now psychopathy. Just give me a minute. Okay, as you know that pathos means suffering. Okay, sorry. Pathos means suffering or disease. Suffering or disease. So you see pathetic. Pathetic, you may have heard this word. So pathetic means he may be suffering from something. So that particular word also has a root that is pathos, suffering or disease. Now psychopathy means what? Pathy means, so this is psycho means who has a mental illness, means mental illness. Psychopathy means a mental illness. Now Hysteria is also medical healing. Okay, I already talked about it. You see, psychiatrist, hysteria, medical healing. You see the differences between psychiatry and psychology. Psychology is only study. That particular person would not treat you, would not treat your ailment. You see, hysteria, hysteria. Logi means logos, science. Log means science or study. Particular branch which study or the mind. Medical healing of the mental illness. So don't get confused in psychology and psychiatry. Now you see a psychosomatic. You may have heard of this word many times. Soma means a body. Soma means a body. And psycho means a mind. You may have heard many people we actually call them a psychosomatic. What is a psychosomatic? A psychosomatic means a person who doesn't have any physical problem or physical ailment, but that particular person have a mental illness. Means though his head may not be scratching, but he feels that his head may be scratching, and he started itching. He's what scratching means itching, and he started his head scratching and itching. So that is the mental illness. It is not a psychological. It is not a physical illness. It is a mental illness. Okay, a person who feels that there is a physical illness, but actually he doesn't have any physical illness, but he has a mental illness. To that person, we actually call it psychosomatic. Soma means body. A psycho means we feel that there is something wrong with my body, but there is nothing wrong with the body. The wrong with your mind, with your mentality, with your mental condition. Okay. Genesis. Okay. Now you see the psychogenic. Psychogenic means from birth or origin. Psycho means mind. Genesis means birth and origin. Means a person who is psycho. You can say use the psycho. Psycho means we can say a mental from his birth to whom actually called a psychosomatic. Now what is a psychotherapy? A therapy which is applied on the mental, okay, on a mental element, to whom actually called a psychotherapy. Now you see a psychopath. Psychopath means a mental illness. What is a mental illness? Means mind and spirit. We can already see. Path means pathos, suffering. Okay. Such a person lacking in social conscious and inner sensor, to whom we actually call a psychopath. To whom we actually call who is lacking in social conscious. Who is not a conscious means who cannot, we can say, who cannot see the differences between wrong and right. A psychopath, such a kind of people, okay, who we actually call a psychopath. Okay, these we generally use with a donkeys and donkeys. Okay, peri means you may have seen many words peri with the use of these peri words. If you see, okay, you will find many words with the use of this prefix. Okay, root will be different. Root would be different. But this peri is an prefix which is used for many words around. Okay. Peri means around and surrounding. Dontos means, you see, dontos means tooth. surrounding to your means a person who fits not directly to your frontis. Okay, we have seen, you see the word orthodontics means orthodontics is completely different to the periodontist. Okay, periodontist is completely different to the orthodontics. Ortho means a person, an expert, or his special dentist, we can say, would spread our tooth, to whom we actually call the orthodontics, and periodontics we actually call a surrounding area of the tooth. A person would fix the element, okay, element of not tooth but surrounding the tooth, surrounding the tooth. That particular expert, we can say, we actually call the periodontist. Now endodontist, endo means inner within, surrounding the tooth. Now inner and within the tooth, and you see extrodonty means extract. Now who is the extrodontist? Now you have seen many problems occurred during the, we can say, during the corona pandemic. Okay, many actually misfortunately, we can say, are unluckily get infected with mucormycosis, got infected with the mucormycosis. At that time, the extrodontist actually played a vital role in order to extract, the inner part, or do a surgery, or to remove the part. Whose work it is? It is the exodontist work, not endodontist, not periodontist, not the orthodontist. Okay, whose work it is now? It is the specialization, okay, to remove the particular part, okay, nearby of we can say the tooth by doing a surgery, okay, surgery. Now you see graphic. Graphic means right. Logos means, I have already told you, that is science. Okay. Photos means light. This is photography. Idol means adult. Phone means sound. Tele means distance. Bio means life. Geras means old age. I told you, geriatrician means patrician means medical healing, patriarch of medical healing, especially who is an expert in medical healing of the geras, who we actually called the geriatrician. Okay, you see a graphic. Graphic means the graphology. Graph means logy means a study of the graphs. Writing. Writing. To whom? Study of the writing. We also actually called a graphology. Study of the writing. But when we talk about, you see the word callous. This is the word callous means beauty. Why we actually use the calligraphy? It's writing, but it's a very beautiful writing. To whom we actually call it calligraphy. During that particular series, a writing, but it's very beautiful. Otherwise, you may have seen writing in a very bad manner. They could not write very properly. It's not beautiful. So we can say rewriting. You can. Next word we have also for the rewriting. That is a cacography. You see, cacos. This is the root from where we actually we can say taken this word cacography. Graphy means graphing is guide, and from this root we have from this word graphology means the study and science of writing. That is called graphology. Next we come calligraphy. Calli means of beauty. You see, callos. This is root beauty, and next word you would see ugly and bad. We can say bad writing. Cacos. From these roots, we actually construct cacography. Calligraphy or writing. It is so beautiful. Okay, which is so beautiful. It will enchanting writing, we can say. Enchanting. So the next word is a very ugly. Cacography. Cacos. This is the root from where the word actually becomes cacography. Next is gerontology. Gerontology. Gerontology means old man. Logy means a study of the old man. So we actually called the gerontology. Now you see a sensation, convalescent, phone. You see growing and becoming. You may have seen adolescent, convalescent. Okay. Then you have seen obsolescent. Obsolescent means which is actually out of date. Absolute, to whom we actually called obsolete. Graphy means writing a biography. Bio means life, writing about a life. Okay, we will start from here. Now, photograph. Photo means there is sound. When we click a photo, generally for long, when we had cameras at that time, our camera used to make a sound. Okay, click used to make a click sound. So that is where actually the words can follow. That is photo. Sorry, not have this light. Okay, you didn't see the sound, you see the light. Okay, sorry, mistakenly. Photos. It is a light, and it on this route photography came. You see the photography. I will not have add this word. Photography. Photo, that is light, and graphy means written. Means light. A light is writing. You are writing something. Writing something means it is we can say taking the shoot of particular thing, that from where this word photography comes. The most important, that is scent. Scent means growing or becoming. Okay, you see, scent means, you see, as scent. Sunset means scent means growing, and scent means old. A senex old means you are growing old. Adult, adult. You are becoming an adult. You see, scent. You see, okay, this is the rule. On the basis of that, another words are from. You see, scent, adolescent, convalescent, obsolescent. Then we see the biography, writing about yourself. Graphy means writing. Geriatrics, a person who is an expert who actually we can say CN. Geriatrics means it is a branch. Okay, it is a profession. It is a profession from where a person, or we can say the expert, treats a old age person. Next, now you see anthropos. Okay, anthropos, this is a mankind. You may have also heard of many words like not, aeronauts, aquanauts, astronauts, right? Wherever you find a knot, there you will find a sailor. Now, the thing is where that particular sailor goes. Where it goes to the air, that is aeronaut. Where it goes to the star, that is astronaut. Where that particular sailor go to the aqua. Aqua means water. To the sea, that particular aqua, that particular person became a aquanaut. Astronaut, star. Nomos means arrangement. Yabla. Do you know autonomous? You may have heard this word. Auto means self. Norm means arrangement of law. So autonomous means what a particular, we can say, the society or laws which are governed by the same. Okay, which are not in a compulsion of or in a control of anybody else. So to that particular word, we actually call it autonomous. You may have seen many autonomous colleges, okay, on which on that particular institute doesn't have any control. Means which is out means which that particular institute has its own control. So that's why it becomes an autonomous. and auto actually came from there. So auto, self, nomos means arrangement in law, who are not bound to the order of the other, who is bound to the order and law of itself. So to whom we actually call autonomous. Now you see that this again, okay. Now you see geo, earth, geography. Now you have geography, geometry. You see geometry. Geo means earth. Metri means a meter. Okay, like what we can call it, subtraction, addition. Okay, square, triangle, rectangle. These actually came from there. Because when these words came into existence, that time, how they actually came, they may have, we can say, measure the length of particular region, and from there these words come. So that's why geometry, geo is a word. Geometry. Metry means a meter, measure, measurement, and geo means earth is a measurement of the earth, because our ancestor, okay, may have measured the land, from their geometry word comes. Now astronomer, arrangement of astronomy, okay, astrologer, astronomer. Astrology means a person who study a star. As you have heard the meaning, astrologer, astronomer. You see the astronaut, aquanaut. Now you have heard the disaster. You see the disaster. This means against, and asteroid means star. Disaster, disaster. This word, if we talk about the etymological study of this word, disaster, okay, our ancestor, they used to say the planets and star are not, okay, in a place where they must, if the planets change their place, okay, they may bring evil on us. So that particular root actually came from, means if the planets or if the stars are not according to us, if they are not according to us, if they are against us, it means they would bring evil. They would bring a disaster to us, and there actually the word disaster came derived from. Now you see, most of the times actually we use this word. I'm taking it a little bit fast because maybe the organizers will be running out of time. So it means out. You have seen the word eccentric. Eccentric most of the times, though we learn it, we read it, but we cannot keep that word in our memory of our mind for longer time. Ik means out. Ik means out. Wherever you see the ik, there means it is a root ik, it is a prefix. Okay, out. What? Out. Centric means a center. You see this word, okay, which is not centric. Which is not centric means which is unconditional. The particular which is not centric, conventional, traditional, conservative, right? So these are the which is not. It means out of centric. Centric means traditional, conventional. Okay, means following to the something which has come to us. Okay, that is a conventional. There is no modern, we can say, thinking. Eccentric. Centric, out of center, means eccentric, means odd or strange, unconventional, which is not conventional. This word comes from. Okay, now you may have seen many, we can say, the surgical operations. Okay, Tom's, you see, Tom means cutting. That is Tommy, Tommy, Tom. Cutting, cutting. You see, okay, cutting, cutting, cutting. Now tonsil. But cutting means a surgery, a removal of part, removing some organs from our body. Okay, through surgical process of surgery. Tonsil means a tonsil, a surgery on a tonsil. When we do a surgery, when we remove some parts, or we do correct some parts from our organ. Appendectomy, appendo means toward appendix. Prostate, toward prostate, do a surgery on prostate. Okay, now you see, A means negative. Means negative means not negative. It is a negative prefix. Anti is also a negative prefix. Okay. So you see the word asocial. Have you seen the word asocial means? Not asocial. It is a combined word. It is a combined word. You cannot, you can say bifurcate the word and social. Okay. When asocial, it means it is a negative form of the social. Social means who is a person who is not social, right? So these words are not a social. Then we see the dichotomy. Dichom is two. Tomy means cutting. You know dichotomy? Have you heard of this word? Dichotomy means cutting the one particular thing in two things. A dichotomy means differences. A dichotomy of particular, we can say, arguments. So there we see the dichotomy. Means tomy means cutting, dichotomy is into two. There actually the word dichotomy comes from. Next is in. In means we can say in lingua tongue, epicenter. You see, cent on the center. Philly means love, to love. Philosophy, wise. Philosophy means wise. Then bibliophile. Bibliophile means book. Love for books. Bibliophile. Okay. You see the Anglophile. Anglophile. Anglos means English. Phile means love. Our love for English. So that particular person becomes an Anglophile. Okay. Now notorious, consummate, incorrigible, inveterate, congenital, chronic, pathological, clip, and unconciliable. Notus, sumus. You see the consummate. Notorious means who is. Notus means known. Actually, this word, my ancestor, can say used to use for a known. But nowadays we use it for defame, notorious, which is known, but for we can say for not affirmative, for negative sense, or opposite of fame. You see the sumus, which means highest, a person who is the highest. Okay, incorrigible means corrigible, to correct. In means cannot, means not corrigible. Corrigo means correct. A particular things, sometimes we make a mistake. But that mistake cannot be corrected. So that's why corrigible means can be corrected, means corrogi, correct. It means can be corrected and cannot be corrected. Corrigo can be corrected, incorrigible cannot be corrected. In the same way, invented also, old means a particular things has been doing from a very long times. Congenital means if he has done things from a childhood. Chronic also, pathological, clip. Unconscionable means unconscionable liar. We can say the unconscionable liar means a person who lie. Why unconscious? A lie to such an extent that he is not conscious. Unconscionable means who is not a conscious. Unconscious. Unconscionable means who is not a conscious, means who doesn't know what he is doing. He doesn't differentiate between. He doesn't differentiate between. Differ between the right or wrong to actually unconscionable. Now anachronism. Ano means not Chronism is chronos mean time. It is a negative prefix for the chronism. Anachronism. We say chronological order means the time after time. But when see anachronism means which is not we can say in a particular order. The time which is not in a particular order. From there, that anachronism word has actually derived. Incongruous is also chronometer. Chronometer means meter. It's a measurement of the time. That particular meter. We especially we use when we on sail on sail on, we can say on the sea. Synchronize. Now you see the scene together. Synchronize means a tie. When two things are, we can say, done or occurred or happened at the same time, okay, that is called a synchronize. Now pathology, means I told you, pathology means pathos, disease, suffering. Logi means a study or science, a study of a disease, that is called a pathology. Pathology means we can say how it gets our blood, okay, and it tests it in the lab. So from there actually words actually came. Sympathy and empathy. Now you see the empathy is a different word and sympathy is a different word to some extent. Sympathy, when we together, when we pathetic, when we feel, when we do not, we actually have a pathetic feeling for somebody else. We feel somebody else. Okay, and empathy means from the inner side. Means you actually feel, you place yourself in that particular place or person. That time we actually use a empathy. Now antipathy. Antipathy means suffering. Anti means against. Means a person who is against the suffering. Means who dislike, who doesn't have any emotional, we can say, association with anybody. Okay, who is not emotional. To him actually called a antipathy. Telepathy means tele means a distance. You see, tele means a distance. Pathy means emotion, suffering. When you call to somebody else, okay, from there, this word actually telepathy come. Okay, I have told you unconscionability. Now omniscient. Okay, the one of the scient. Okay, you see the word scient, knowing. Okay, and you see the prefixes. Where are the prefixes? Pre means before. Name is negative prefix, means not. Say means apart. Say means apart. Okay, now you see segregate, aggregate, and okay. You see omni means all. Scient means knowing. Knowing all. Omni means all. Omnis all. Knowing scent. Omniscient. Pre means prescient means a thing which were known before something happened. Means that is called a prescient. Knowing something before something happened. That is called prescient. Nascent means know nothing about anything. Now you see that congruent. Congruent means coming together. Great means great. Where is it? Great. Towards, like great means heard. You know, great. You see this one? Great. Grazes. It means herd or flock. When flock come together, it means a congregation. Congregation, Gregs, you see, Gregses, Greg, and here also segregate. Okay, Gregs. You see, on one root, this Gregs or Gregses, three words are formed. First is a congregate. Congregate means with are together. Say means apart. Means segregate means to separate the things. You do not combine it. Do not combine it. Separate the things. Apart it. Apart means to separate. Aggregate means whole. Aggregate means whole. That's why we see the aggregate percentage, whole percentage. Okay. Thank you. Thank you. So you may have seen that how it is very easy, especially etymologically, to learn any words and we can actually memorize it for a longer time. If we go directly to the dictionary and if we go directly through the articles and magazines or whatever we read, so we would not be able to memorize or keep that or to remind that particular word for a longer time. But if we go etymologically, it would be very easy, especially for the learner. Beginners and learners, they would directly start studying words etymologically. Hello, sir. 17, 16, it was my last slide, sir.
Thank you so much, sir. The, now time for question answers. There are no more questions except one which I will read now. Let me see the. Am I audible, sir?
Yes, sir, you are.
The question is how to recall spellings. Perhaps they are facing problems in recalling correct spellings of words. A simple question somebody has put. How to recall spellings. So if you could get my voice, yes.
Yes, yes. Yes,
Probably they
it is
will have.
actually, yes, how actually recall the spelling. Uh, some everyone has a different actually strategies to recall the spelling. But I actually I just write that particular spelling. And etymologically, if we go through the root, okay, it is very difficult, especially in the modern age, okay, because what are the roots? Roots are completely different. But when we use particular words, write particular words in a modern language, it would be completely different from the roots. So it would be my suggestion to learn it, to learn the particular, because we all actually came from the uh, from background where we didn't form the word phonetically. Right. So in such a cases, if we go phonetically try to write the words, it would be very difficult for us. So it is a better just to write the spelling and just learn it.
Probably it will satisfy the student. The one question was there, sir. The question is now it's time for last segment of our this session, which is the of thanks. So for this, I would like to take up this opportunity. So on behalf of the committee for organizing these sessions, I have been given this responsibility to express vote of thanks. So considering your bulky nature of presentation, it would have been certainly useful for students who face certain difficulties with respect to vocabulary. So there won't be any problem for students as far as the question of vocabulary improvement is concerned. But still, if they will face any such necessity that a separate session should be organized for that, then we come to you after engaging more. And yeah, you spared your busy time for our students and you made it quite interesting with the introduction of to form certain words with the help of this. Overall, it sounds to be very beneficial for students pursuing UG course. So we as teachers have been familiar with all these areas, but still for the students, very new. So I thank you so much okay,
Thank
for
you. Thank
this
you.
wonderful session.
Thank you, sir, for giving me an opportunity.
Dr. Joshi has also conveyed his sincere thanks to you because of certain preparations for tomorrow's event. He has not been able to join us. For that, we regret his presence, virtual presence with us. and we hope to see you in future as well with interesting topics, if required, with this same topic. So thank you so much. And with this, I thank to all the participants as well who curiously are there virtually present with us. And we expect them as well if they have any related issue with the students to be discussed in the session in the coming days to come. Please, you may also come up with your own sessions and have consultations with us regarding. We will organize sessions for you. So I thank you personally all. With this, I declare that today's this session is over. Thank you, students too. We can see you all next day with new session and new. Till then,